Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. Midway through the 2015 federal election campaign, and candidates here in the Cypress Hills Grasslands constituency have been busy rallying support. This week, the latest lineup of Sundogs volleyball teams were unveiled, bringing together new students and returning veterans. The Ardens were back on home field this week for a matchup against the Moose Jaw Central Cyclones. Thanks for joining us here today. Midway through the federal election campaign, and local candidates continue to ask for your support. We have more in today's top story. Midway through the 2015 federal election campaign, and candidates here in the Cypress Hills Grasslands constituency have been busy rallying support. The signs are up, and the Conservative, NDP, and Liberal candidates have all opened up campaign offices in Swift Current, each balancing their time in the office and on the road meeting constituents. David Anderson is the incumbent candidate for the Conservatives and says the campaign is running smoothly, with a larger constituency now extended to as far as Kindersley, Caronport, and Mossbank. And he says he and his team are confident in the discussions they're having with residents of the riding, with his party maintaining the road of stability for all Canadians.
Well, I think people have liked what we've done, which is that we've allowed them to keep more of their own money. We've reduced their taxes. We've provided a stable environment for them to be able to do business. We don't believe, as Justin Trudeau apparently does, that small businesses are a drain on the tax system. We really believe in supporting small business and individuals who want to show some initiative. We want them to keep their money and make their decisions about that, and people around here seem to really appreciate that. We're not making crazy uncosted promises either. If we're going to make these promises through the election campaign, we need to make sure that the math adds up, and ours does.
Trevor Peterson, a teacher from Assiniboia, is running his second federal election campaign in the Cypress Hills Grasslands riding, and says with 90% of his time on the road meeting constituents, he's getting a clear understanding of what voters are looking for.
Things are feeling really good. We're getting a really good response at the door and phone calls. We're getting good response over the phone also. People are ready for change. I'm hearing that from some people that have never voted NDP before saying they're going to vote NDP. They want an MP that's visible in their communities, listening to their needs and concerns, not an MP that's just repeating talking points from the Prime Minister's office.
Meanwhile, in the Liberal camp, Marvin Weens, who's making his first run at federal politics, feels he's the best choice on Election Day, and his hopes of getting a number of key projects approved.
Yes, the first part of it is to lobby for and hopefully get extended hours of service at the point of climax. That's very important to the very southwest corner of my riding. And then the second part of it, the big part of the project, is to upgrade number 4 highway from Cadillac to Monchy, and that's the one that takes the dollars. And we will work very hard as an elected MP for this riding to find the federal share of those dollars.
With Election Day set for Monday, October the 19th, each of the Cypress Hills Grasslands candidates will continue to vie for your vote through door knocking and mailers, each hoping to represent your best interest in Ottawa starting this fall.
Message for them. Saskatchewan is not just a great place to be from. It is a great place to be.
Imagine a destination where you can enjoy world-class dining and unique accommodations. Take a leisurely stroll through streets filled with rich history while browsing for that perfect gift. Buy fresh produce from the farmers market and enjoy a range of cultural events while stepping back in time to learn more about Canada's Old West. Your summer destination is awaiting you in Maple Creek. For event listings and all things Maple Creek, visit our website. "2015 is a banner year for Great Plains College, and the Sundogs are ready to hit the volleyball court. 2015 marks the 10th anniversary of Sundogs athletics at Great Plains College in Swift Current. And this week, the latest lineup of Sundogs volleyball teams were unveiled, bringing together new students and returning veterans, who are all looking forward to their time on the courts.
It's been awesome. Last year was so much fun. I remember gloating or bragging about it to all my friends, being like, this is so much fun. It's a way to keep active and you get to meet new people outside of your class, which is good because Great Plains is a small school, so it's just nice to meet more people, and I've just had a really good experience, and I loved it.
Should be fun. I think we're going to do really good, and got a lot of good guys that can play, and I think we're going to do really good.
In the coaching department, the women's team welcomes Brianna Wilms back for her second year as head coach, and new assistant coach Michael Roos, who brings years of experience in national volleyball from Eastern Canada. And the men's team will have 2 GPC alumni returning to take on coaching duties, with Tyler Byers and Brandon Schultz. An exciting challenge for Byers.
I learned a lot from my previous coaches, obviously. My style of coaching is a lot like theirs. We're getting involved and doing the drills with them and kind of do as I do and get sweaty with them and have some fun. We got a brand new team this year from all over, really. Some of the guys I've known previous, but a lot of new faces, and just right now we're just focusing on positioning and getting them in the right spots right now. We're still learning. We got a couple weeks before our first tournament.
And as the Sundogs celebrate their 10th anniversary, Great Plains College continues to stand out above the crowd as the only regional college in Saskatchewan offering an athletics program, with students and coaches winning numerous awards over the years.
Yeah, it is definitely a unique piece to this institution. It creates a lot of student body activity, and it gives the student athletes another reason to come here, but it also creates a little more hype, a little more excitement. It almost puts the flavor of fun in Great Plains College.
In the coming months, the GPC Sundogs will host a number of key events, including the Battle of the Southwest on October 21st, the Prairie Athletic Conference Volleyball Westerns in November, and the PAC Basketball Provincials in March. Another exciting season of Market Square returns to downtown Swift Current, featuring live entertainment, fresh garden produce, crafts, and other unique vendors. Market Square, every Saturday at the corner of Central and Chaplin. Proudly presented by the City of Swift Current and Standard Motors, along with Innovation Credit Union and Southwest TV News. The Swift Current Ardens are enjoying a winning streak on the soccer field as they keep a close eye on provincials. We have more in this report. The Swift Current Ardens are back in action for another season of the Moose Jaw High School Soccer League. Following an exciting weekend of 4 straight wins at Soccer Fest in Moose Jaw, the team placed second overall. The Ardens were back on home field this week for a matchup against the Moose Jaw Central Cyclones. The Ardens dominated the game at Irwin Field, keeping the ball near the Moose Jaw net, and scored 5 straight goals to win the afternoon matchup. A solid performance by the Ardens, as the team has a good lineup of veterans and new players. Brooke Valley is on board with the Ardens for her 3rd straight year, and has now taken on the role of team captain for 2015. A new role for Brooke, which she says has its challenges, but is exciting overall.
There's more responsibility here, definitely, because there's younger girls, like grade 9 and 10s, and there's just a lot more girls. There's like 23 of us on the team, so yeah, more responsibility, definitely.
With regionals on the horizon in the coming weeks and provincials set for the end of October, the Ardens will feel more pressure, as Swift Current is set to host the provincial championship this year.
Yeah, well, we ran into PA Carleton in the final in Moose Jaw there, and they were certainly the better team in that game, and you know, we can always play a little more physical, just a little more movement without the ball. Some of the younger players are still trying to get them adjusted to playing at the high school level, so lots of things to work on. And the nice thing about high school is you play a lot of games and you can kind of work those issues out in games.
The Ardens soccer schedule in the coming days includes hosting Moose Jaw Peacock and Moose Jaw Vanier on September 28th and the 29th.
We would take a fundraiser that they do every year at the universities, and we'd extend it across a whole week here in Swift Current in our own community.
Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at mylocaltv.ca. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.